Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mylisa. I'm your IT Chica. I'm the founder of B.E.T.A Education, LLC. Today, we are going to cover the foundational certification, AWS Cloud Practitioner requirements. The areas that will be covered will be the overview, the exam details, and some exam preparation. Let's get started. So this is the certifications that you can obtain through AWS. The one that we're going to be covering today is the foundational, the cloud practitioner. It is recommended that you have about at least 6 months of fundamental AWS cloud industry knowledge. The AWS certification cloud practitioner exam is intended for individuals who have basic knowledge and skills necessarily to effectively demonstrate an overall understanding of the AWS cloud. The basic overview of what you should be able to understand once you've passed this exam is be able to define the AWS cloud and the basic global infrastructure, describe basic AWS cloud architectural principles, describe the AWS cloud value proposition, describe key services on the AWS platform and their common use cases, for example, computing analytics. And as you get more into the detail, you'll understand what they're referencing for when they talk about computing and analytics. Describe basic security and compliance aspects of the AWS platform and the shared security model. Define the billing, accounting, management, and principal models. Identify sources of documentation or technical assistance, for example, white papers or support tickets. Describe basic core characteristics of deploying and operating in the AWS cloud. And let's move on to exam details. So the first thing that I always like to know when I'm going to study for an exam is how much it's going to cost and kind of what it's going to consist of. So the exam overview, so it's a 90-minute test, and they actually started offering it this year to be able to proctor it online from home, or you can go to the test center. It costs $100. It consists of multiple choice questions and multiple answers, and it covers 4 domain areas. Those 4 domain areas are cloud concepts, security, technology, billing, and pricing. And out of those 4 domain areas, it's broken up into percentages. So the highest percentage is technology, which is domain 3. And altogether, they equal out to 100. And I'm going to go into more detail into each domain in the next couple minutes. So in domain 1, it covers cloud concepts. You'll be able to define the AWS cloud and its value propositions, identify aspects of AWS cloud economics, list the different cloud architecture design principles. In domain 2, which is the security domain, defines the AWS shared responsibility model, and you'll be able to define AWS cloud security and compliance concept, identify AWS access management capabilities, and identify resources for the security support. Domain 3, which is the highest level domain, is technology. You're able to define the methodologies of deploying and operating in the AWS cloud, define the AWS cloud infrastructure, identifying the core AWS services, which I'll be covering on additional videos later on, identifying resources for technology and technology support. And then domain 4 is billing and pricing. You're comparing and contrast the various price models for AWS, recognizing the various account structures in relation to AWS billing and pricing, and identifying resources available for billing and support. The next section we're going to move into is exam preparation, which is the most important part next to how much does it cost to take the exam, to me, for my personal preview. So these training courses and materials, this is taken from AWS's site, so it will help with the exam preparation. So they have what's called the AWS Cloud Practitioner Essentials course, AWS Technical Essentials course, AWS Business Essentials course. Within that, so AWS, the first course that they have is 6 hours long and it's free. And it covers 6 concepts: Cloud Concepts Introduction, AWS Core Services, AWS Enhanced Services, AWS Architecture, Security, Pricing, and Support. The second portion is a 1-day long class or virtual, depends, and it's a classroom and hands-on lab, which is your AWS Technical Essential course. That costs $675. It covers 5 concepts introducing in the introduction and history of AWS, AWS Foundational Services, EC2, VPC, S3, EBS. It will cover AWS Security, Identity, and Access Management, which is their IAM. It covers AWS databases, RDSs, DynamoDB, AWS management tools, auto-scaling, CloudWatch, Elastic Load Balancing, and then Trusted Advisor, which is your billing piece of it. The third course that they recommend you taking in order to prep for the exam is another 1-day in-class or virtual class and hands-on lab, which is your Business Essential course. That cost is $650 to $675, depending on who is offering it and through the site. When I went through the site, some of the vendors charge $650 and some charge $675. It covers 5 concepts, which is getting started, leveraging AWS for competitive advantages, cloud economics, security, and compliance, migrating to the AWS cloud. These course materials will help with your exam preparation, and the next piece of it is the AWS white papers that are available on their site. They're very, very helpful, and they do come up in the test. All of this information that I provided can be found on the AWS website service, and this PowerPoint was created in November of 2019, and that was when it had the most accurate information. This information can change at any time. As the vendor decides for the most accurate, up-to-date information, please go to the website listed in the notes below my YouTube channel. If you've enjoyed this, it's just a quick overview of what the foundational AWS Cloud Practitioner exam requirements are. I'll have additional videos to follow that will help you to study for the exam, or you can take the recommended courses as AWS has suggested. Everyone, have a great day.